Hey guys, today is a Monday. It's a splendid day for training legs. We're just in a cafe at the minute. I'm just having a nice healthy bowl of porridge with fruit and other healthy things, you know, and croissants with low calorie croissants and everything. We're just about to head to the Strength Asylum gym and train some legs, and I've got some special guests with me today. And I did lie, it's bacon and eggs and sausages and beans and tomatoes and fried bread and black pudding and more fried bread.
You got black pudding?
Yeah. Do you not have any?
No. I got tomatoes. Tomatoes are healthy.
Yeah, the tomatoes makes up for everything else on the plate. Definitely. So, we have the Stoltman brothers, Luke and Tom, down with us for the week. We're training for Britain's Strongest Man in how many days' time is it? 10 days? 12 days?
A week on Saturday, so yeah.
12 days' time we've got Britain's Strongest Man, so we're just going to do some fine tuning this week. Lots of recovery and lots of good fun as well. And I'd love to keep chatting, but my breakfast is getting cold, so.
I just say it to my height and then he does it to his.
So this is the problem training with a 7-foot giant, is that we set it to my height, nice and comfy, and then Tom's got to sort of get it from down here, which is a bit unfair, so we're going to have to find some middle ground somewhere.
Nah, fucking Tom's alright. Tom's alright. He's the youngest, it's fine.
Him. Prioritise.
Probably too high for you, is it?
I'm just thinking for him.
He is really small, isn't he? If a little guy like that can win World's Strongest Man, then there's hope for us all.
You got a narrow grip?
Yeah. Oh,
Spicy.
sexy that, isn't it? I've got tight pants on, mate.
You go up to on squats.
About 400 kilos, 10 reps. On an off day.
On a deload week.
Yeah, I do feel.
Just 300.
No, probably 280.
280.
280 today, yeah.
Let's do 220.
Okay,
220 for sets, yeah? That's about 80%.
Yeah. I'm not doing heavy, because we're not doing heavy squats. It's
No,
just
that's pointless. It's just keeping. So the whole point, I mean, like a week before the Brits, or 10, 12 days before the Brits, it's all about keeping everything firing, keep the muscle mass. It takes 2 weeks, you know, before you start losing strength and muscle mass, you know that?
Right, yeah.
So I think if you keep everything firing within 14 days of a contest, you're not killing yourself, but you're keeping everything firing, you keep your muscle mass there, you keep your fast twitch fibers firing. So I think if we do everything about 80%, try and do everything sort of fast.
Yep.
You know, rather than slow and controlled. Try and just get everything firing right. So the emphasis of this week really is to keep everything firing, get these lads fine-tuned for Britain's, little bit of event work, technique work, but most importantly is recovery, diet and recovery, because this is like the most extreme bit of the whole year. You could train all year for a contest, right? And then the week before a contest, you went and ran a marathon, you're going to screw yourself and you're going to do absolutely terrible for the show. So you want to make sure your body's in fine tune with the training, with the diet, with the recovery, and you go into the show feeling the best you've ever felt, no illnesses, you're not tired, and everything just feels good. So that's what we want to get out of this week.
Hopefully my belt will fit after Christmas. Struggle's real. What's his fattest Tom?
So we are starting with squats today. We're going to work up to about 220, 230. Probably sets of 5 to 8. Do a few sets on that. Go quite a bit heavier on the leg press, and again, that's just keeping the mass muscles firing. And then we'll get straight into the event training. That'll be Conan's wheel, and again, it's just technique work, getting the hips firing, get the glutes firing. Just keep everything in motion, so we're not forgetting. The muscles aren't forgetting the actions, and we're getting. So, what do you reckon the winning turns will be on the Conans? Probably 2.5.
2.5 marks.
I think 2.5 max.
Yeah.
So really, we want to get the weight set today. So 2.5 is about, feeling quite tough, but not too uncomfortable where you're collapsing afterwards.
Yeah.
So we'll try and get that. I'll try and get the fine-tuned weight for you, and then you just get 2.5.
I think it'll be empty.
Well, I had Badger running down the other week, and we got 340 kilo in the hands.
All right.
And I think the quad bike in the hands is about 300.
Something like that.
Yeah, so we did quite a bit more. We just about managed just under a 1 rotation. So you can overdo it easily.
Yeah.
Right, enough chit chat, more sweating.
My greasy breakfast was good. Stop. Right.
Myself halfway through then. It was a good one. Smell that?
Some nuts.
Yeah, okay, yeah. Right, we've done squats, we worked up to 5 plates a side. Again, it's all nice and steady today. We're still doing some mega heavy weights, but it's all about going through the motions, getting ourselves nice and warmed up and primed and ready for the strongman events. So we're going to do leg press. We'll do up to as heavy as we can, pretty much 6 to 8 reps, and then we'll get tooled up and we'll go out into the car park and do some Conan's wheel. And again, like you would in a contest, you'd never walk into a Conan's fresh. You never, like Conan's wheel is never going to be first event. So I find it's always best to sort of treat your body in training like you treat it in a competition. So let's treat this as, the first 2 or 3 events, like the log press, the deadlift, the loading event, and then we've got Conan's. So we tired ourselves out a little bit, and then we'll go into the Conan's like we would on the comp day. A little bit fatigued, a little bit tired, but warmed up properly. So, Tom?
That was good.
Mark's at 10.
10.
Brilliant. How many wipes?
2.
Oh, someone's posh. see. Good. Good. Yeah. Some of these weights by that fire exit, and then we'll set the conings up. Right, we're out on a lovely day in the middle of an industrial estate in Stoke-on-Trent, surrounded by given company's not too bad. But yeah, we're just going to do some conings now. It's not the best setup, and I think the conings on the day at Britain's will be a much bigger circumference. So we're not. Hannah, stop shivering.
Sorry.
Okay.
My knees.
So we're doing a much bigger circumference on the day.
I don't want to do a job in front of Eddie Hall because I'll get embarrassed.
So I think whatever we do on this, so if we do 2.5 turns on this at a good weight, that will transfer well to the Britons because you're doing a bit more distance. So this technically will be about 80% of the distance, what we're doing. So I mean, there's nothing less to do really but to get the weights on and run as fast as you can with it. Tom's just tying his boats up on his feet. I mean, the River Thames is just there. You could literally put it in and put you in, Anna. Give you a paddle. Like how many steps it takes me and Luke to do a circumference compared to Tom's? I bet it's half. Gets heavy real fast, this does. I would say that's about 200 kilo in the hands. If we went to 250 in weight plus the apparatus, that would be about 250 in the hands. Yeah, and that's about right. It's about 80%, isn't it? Just do a couple of rotations at that, and that'll do us. Jesus. It's like a stroll down the park for Tom. Tom's just nipped off the toilet. I've got to have a laugh at this. What the f*** is that? It is literally like people have got in this, got a paddle, and come across the ocean on one of these. This is like ridiculous. I mean, I've got big feet. I mean, I've got size 14 feet. That is just astounding. Astounding. Makes me wonder how big his third leg is.
Come on. Come on.
Come on, Luke. Head up, buddy. Build some speed now. Come on, build that speed up. That's it. Come on. Come on, keep it going. Keep it going. Come on. Come on. One, 2.5. Come on. Keep going. 2.5 to go. Get it. Come on. Keep going, keep going, keep going. Good man, spot on. I like it. Come on. Breathe, head up. Come on. Keep going, come on. Keep going, keep going, keep going. Good man, yeah. I'll do, I'll do. Good man, easy buddy. Felt about 80% that did. That's it. Right, we're all done with the Conan's wheel out here now. I think we worked up to around about, I'm going to say about 250 kilo in the hands. We think it's going to be about 300 kilo on the day. The revolutions aren't quite as long, but it gives us all a good idea how tough it's going to be. And it's also prepping your body, getting those certain muscles firing, ready for the competition in 12 days time. Luke and Tom are looking strong, really good. Tom especially. One thing I will say about Tom though is he picked it up very high, and then you could see he lost his breath straight away, which made him lean forward a little bit, which is a very dangerous place to be. I mean, luckily he had the strength to sort of pull it back, get it back in the right position. But if you start too high, you can lean forward, it kills your erectors off very quickly, and just basically tire yourself out needlessly. So just bring it down a little bit, keep it tight, and you know, I think 2.5 revolutions on the day is going to be about the win. There might be a couple of guys that can do that, judging off social media, but 2.5, you're looking, you know, the top 3 guys are going to be 2.5 revolutions. So I've definitely got Tom down as one of those 3, that's for sure.
Right guys, we're finished Conan's wheel, so it was a good session for all of us. So now we're finishing up with some leg extensions for the hamstrings. Get them firing and then boom, job done. And Luke's doing a jobby.
Right guys, cracking session today. Started off with the squats, did the leg press, and straight outside on the Conans. Pretty happy with how that went. Obviously I can't keep up with these boys at the minute, you know, they're all in tuned and been beefing up all year, and I'm just don't know what I'm doing. Not quite to that level anyway. And then we came back inside and just finished off with the hamstring curls. Worked up to the stack, 3 sets of 10, worked up to the stack, and that's it really. What time is it now? It is 10 past 12, so it took us 3 hours to get all that in. Now it's home. We've got physio booked in with a lady with witch knuckles that's going to hurt these boys very, very hard. And then we're going to head to a gym called M Club, and we're going to do recovery. So we're going to do hot and cold and stretching and massage and whatever else, and just get fully recovered for the training tomorrow. So we've got a full week ahead of us, so keep tuned in, like the video, subscribe to the channel. Big love the beast.